Hello and welcome back to the Client Code podcast. My name is Kabaale and I'm so excited that you are here today. Well, if you're here and you're returning, you already know it's going to be a good episode. And I hear you saying, Carol, every single episode is a good episode, but that's what we do. That's what we do around here. That is what I'm bringing to you. So today's is no exception. Today we are going to talk about something that honestly we haven't talked about before. We are going to use biology to make us better in our businesses. Stay with me here, right? I know some of you were like, Carol, science, oh my gosh, that's like so higher grade. No, I brought you an expert that's literally going to break down what you have going on and how you can use it to be your superpower in business. So if that at all sounds a little bit exciting or like something you need, then this episode is for you. Hello, Lynn, and welcome to the Client Code podcast.
Oh my God. Woo! I feel like we need like balloons and glitter or something. Like your energy is so magnetic. I just love you, Carol.
I love it. I love it. And I'm so glad you're here. I know you guys don't know this, but Lynn and I, we go way back. It's been a minute and I'm so glad we're reunited because this episode is just going to be like chef's kiss. I'm so excited.
I love it.
So excited. But before we dive in, I ask everybody the same question where we start. Lynn, what is your unique client code when it comes to visibility?
All right. So I help ambitious women that are typically in male-dominated fields to escape burnout by aligning their biology with business strategies to work less, make a lot freaking more money, and really excel at business and life. So that's my passion.
Yes.
No,
I love it. I love it. Okay, so listen, I have questions. I think
Yes.
let's start right at the beginning because selfishly, this whole podcast is going to be for me. I know the listeners also going to get a lot out of it, but selfishly, I've just got a whole bunch of questions written down here. So let's start at the beginning. How does one use their biology to help them in business? Like, where do we start?
Oh my gosh. So, have you ever heard of someone saying, I'm a night owl? Or, I'm a really early morning person. There's a thing called a chronotype. We all have a chronotype. It's kind of how we're naturally wired, right? Just our own individual biological natural rhythms. And so, we're conditioned in corporate and in business that you get up, you get a shower or whatever you do, you throw yourself in the car, you drive to work, right? Everybody's on the same schedule. And so when we're talking about our biology, we're kind of starting with embracing our uniqueness, looking at yourself and saying, okay, when do I excel best during the day to do those hard tasks? And I have actually a really easy quiz that we can give your listeners that they can find out their chronotype. It's so fun, right? So they have it as 4 animals, basically: dolphin, wolf, lion, and bear. A lot of high performing women, they're in the bear category, which means they don't mind getting up early in the morning, but they don't really have their brains firing until between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. That's when they do their best work, right? You think you're a bear, Carol? You'll have to take the quiz.
Take the quiz. But let me tell you, my mornings are like, no, I don't want to do anything in the morning besides maybe go to gym, have a coffee, doom scroll. I don't want to I don't want to use my brain. Afternoon and like evening time, those are times where I'm like when the world is quiet, that's when I want to do stuff. Yeah.
And so really like sitting with yourself and taking the quiz and then sitting there and saying, okay, begin with the end in mind. What do I want my week to look like, right? How do I want my nervous system to feel? I'm sure some of your listeners can relate to what I like to call the Sunday scaries, where it's like you go, 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 you hustle, hustle, hustle all freaking week, right? Then you're like, yay, the weekend's here. You're like, this is awesome. And then Sunday comes around and the stuff that you said you would catch up on the weekends from work to give yourself space, you're just too depleted mentally to do it. And
Can't do it.
Yeah, you can't do it. So knowing your chronotype, you can be intentional instead of reactionary with leadership, right? You're looking at your day and you're blocking time in your calendar that supports it. Okay. And that's real important, because if you don't give yourself spaciousness, you're going to be like a little salmon that's swimming against the water, right? You're making it too hard. You're not going to be in flow. And we all have those instances where it's like, oh my God, like this freaking task, it's taking me 4 hours. But if you just would have done it within your optimal window, you would have just like embraced it and got it done quicker. It's less stressful for you.
I love that you mentioned that because I personally have felt that before. There are days where I've put things off, but then
Hmm.
if I do them, as you say, in my optimal window where I feel like, oh, I can do it now, it takes me like half the time I thought it was going to take me. And then I start to wonder, why was I putting this off?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And how it gets fun when you start roping in the business part about it, like systems, okay? We have life systems and we have work systems. So every business is sales, operations, and production, no matter if you're selling cupcakes or you're selling engineering, whatever it is. And so you are a high performer. You are responsible for certain things, whether it's all those categories or a part of those categories, but you have a way that the actual arc of what you do happens. You know this, most of the things are repeated, right?
Yeah.
Where we fall into the trap is if A, we don't have standard operating procedures written down. What I mean by that is, if you are a business development person, what's your standard operation for going and getting work, bringing the work back? When does the baton pass from when you get the job to the operations team? And so really just sitting down and mapping how the business flows, how your specific role flows. Then what you do is you develop like step by step, like how could you hand this off to a fifth grader if you had to describe it to them? Writing it down, because writing those steps out, that's the key to delegation, right? That's a key part of systems. Marrying when you actually do your action, whatever you're responsible for in your chronotype window, it's freaking
Hmm.
magic, because you're not just setting up a meeting to have a meeting like I used to do to try to have your whole team see you making sausage of like trying to figure out what the action is for the business, right?
Hello. Okay. If you are like, oh my gosh, Carol, how did you get so big? Well, funny story. Cameras died. Technologied. But don't worry, Lynn is still here. We're still going to make it through. We're going to get through it. Now, she is going to explain to us what a system was because we were talking about this and I was like, wait, what? I don't know what a system is. So we're going to take it back and she's going to tell us what a system is and then apply it to ourselves. So, Lynn, please take it
Okay.
away. Tell the people.
Great. So let's keep it simple. What is a system? It's a task that's kind of it's a compilation of tasks that are repeatable, right? Like it's something that's organized, the steps are laid out. It's very clear on how it starts and ends. And there's also a really clear way to audit that the system and the standard operating procedures being developed. So for instance,
Mhm.
like if you have a house cleaner that comes to your house every single Friday and you have specific things that you like for them to do for you, and we all need a house cleaner. If you don't have a house cleaner, please get a house cleaner. It is a
Put
leverage
it
task
on
for
your
you.
vision board. Best money you'll
Yes.
ever spend.
Yes,
Honestly.
yes, for reals, for reals. It's all about that energy in your environment and you coming home to that, you know? But so you have what you want your cleaning lady to do. You have specific ways that you want your pillows to look or your bed made or whatever they're
Or your
doing for
clothes
you.
folded and put away. So nice.
Yes. So writing that out, give them a roadmap for exactly what you're expecting, because often we all have our own soul skills, like I like to say. And we think because it's intuitive to us that it's intuitive to everybody else, but they can't get into your
True.
brain, right? So,
Yeah.
really just mapping it out and really saying, this is what we're looking at. And they can be living documents, right? You could have systems and standard operating procedures for not just your personal life, but your business. What are you doing in your role? Even if you don't have anybody reporting to you, it's really
Hmm.
good to write out what you do, because you will see inefficiencies in your current steps. You will see how can you simplify and amplify your actions and what you're doing. And as you grow, if you don't have a team now, it makes it so much easier to
Easy.
delegate the thing, right? Because you have your own magic.
You have
You
a whole
are,
paper trail of what it is
yeah,
that you do, like a
yes.
roadmap.
Yes, it's a roadmap, it's a workflow, right? And so you're stitching together these things to make an experience, right? Whether it's for your client or for you in your life and yourself. So when we weave that back into biology, it's when you're doing those things in the system. When are you actually doing the tasks that you're performing that are listed as the SOP? And that's where it's marrying the time. You're giving yourself spaciousness, you're being intentional, you're not allowing people to just throw things on your calendar because it's convenient for them. You
Yeah.
are the queen of your castle, right? And so you're being very clear. This is my availability. This is what I'm expecting from not only myself when I'm doing the tasks, but other people that report to you, that when are they doing those things, but doing it when it's best for your biology, doing it in those magic windows. Um,
Mm,
you know, that's what makes it aligned and makes you really excel.
okay. So now I know about the windows. I'm going to go take the quiz. It's going to give me some information. Obviously, the next step is for everybody to go and hire you because, duh, obvious. But
Duh.
let's say I'm not quite ready or I feel like, what can I practically do? I don't know if there's something that might apply to all four, but besides after I've written my SOPs in my day, what is one thing that I can start working on to make that shift a reality?
Think having a really good task manager software, okay? Because a lot of times people get stuck in sticky note hell where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, Carol, I'm talking to you. You're telling me you're going to introduce me to somebody that's juicy. I'm just going to make a little note. And then the note is just floating
Trust
around.
me, it's where ideas go to die. This book,
Yes.
it has stuff that never gets done, but somehow I wrote it in here. I don't even know what the stuff is.
I'm with you. And my handwriting is atrocious. Like I look like a medical doctor writing a prescription while riding a horse on the beach. Like it's so bad. I can't even read my notes afterwards, right? So conditioning yourself to not
Hmm.
write it down, but put it instantly in a software. So I like to use Monday.com. There's Asana. I mean, there's so many things out
There's
there.
so
Trello.
many. Yeah.
Make it easy, but you're putting it down so you don't have to remember. You're closing that open loop. But
Yeah.
having a part of your system where you say, okay, every Monday and Wednesday, I'm opening up my Asana board and I'm looking at what all my tasks are and I'm putting a date that makes sense for the order that I want to complete them in, right? And just simply doing that. What's the leverage task for you? If someone's introducing you, it might be, hey, I'm going to write an introduction email. So all they have to do is copy and paste, and that makes it easy. Like things like that. What is your goal, right? What are you doing to move the needle forward in your life and your business? And that's what you're tracking and that's what you're prioritizing.
Okay. Well, that's easy enough to do because now I have something to keep me accountable. I guess my
Mm,
follow up question would be like, is there something that I can do for accountability? Because it's all well and nice to have Monday.com or Asana or have like some kind of CRM. But if you yourself are not doing it, it's
yep.
kind of just this, but you pay for it every month.
Yes. So if you are a team of one, you could have a meeting that's kind of like a CEO meeting with yourself the same time each week, right? Where you're actually blocking it out on your calendar and you're saying, I'm going to bring this up and look at this. You can set timers on your phone too for specific days and time, but really getting used to being in the calendar because again, as you grow, you want to delegate that. So you're going to flip the self accountability to a
Hmm.
virtual admin, right? That's the first person that you would probably hire and have them show up and you're holding them accountable by showing the tasks on the boards and saying, okay, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Like, okay, what do we need to do next? So they're clear. They can only work on one thing at a time. Same with you. So
Same.
really understanding like what is that leverage task, meaning the one thing that you do that will launch the other things forward,
Other things.
right? And as you grow, you might have more than one accountability call depending on who your who's are, right? So
Mhm.
it might be the financial accountability call. It might be QA, QC or quality control of whatever the product or virtual experience you're getting or the planning call. But the calendar should drive it. And every meeting should have an agenda. So you're not lost and doing squirrel and just kind of like, oh my gosh, there's like so many freaking things to talk about. No, same agenda for every you have, whatever type of call it is, it's the same agenda for every single call. It should be on repeat on your calendar and the agenda is stuck in the invite. So you don't have to think
Yes.
about it. You just
Of
bring it up
course.
And it makes it automated. Automation is key.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so that's really good because then there's no way around it. It's like even if you don't want to go, you're going to do it. You have to
Yep.
do it. It's on your calendar. You've blocked out the time. So, okay, you mentioned that there were four, what can I call them? Archetypes that you could get? Can I call them?
Chronotypes. Yep.
Chronotypes.
Chronotypes.
Thank you. Chronotypes. There's four
Yep.
chronotypes that you could be. Okay. What would you say you said bears are most people who could be a bear. If I was a
Most
bear, what would I be like? I'm just curious. Like if I had to dissect one,
You would be the
what would
cutest bear ever, Carol. Oh my God. Like a
I
totes
would.
adorbs bear.
I'd
Yes.
be like Winnie the Pooh, like, with my little crop top, just
Totally.
eating snacks and showing people my stomach. Count me in.
Yes.
That's who
Girl,
I want.
girl. Yes. Oh my God. All day long. Yeah, I mean, so bears are interesting, right? Because again, they don't mind
Right.
getting up early, but they don't want to be slammed into a task. Like them getting in a car and having a meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning, no bueno. Like they're not going to thrive in that. Sure, they can do it, but they're not going to respond as well as if you said, hey, let's have the call at 10 or between 10 and 2. And then
Mm,
so doing those hard thinking tasks, if they had to have a conversation with somebody that's a little difficult, do it between 10 and 2. If they want to do silly little things in the morning, like, okay, sure, you can scroll your email, whatevs, but nothing that's crazy pants. And then after 2, leaving spaciousness for those things that you don't necessarily have to have your brain on 100%, but it could be connecting calls with clients, fun things like sitting down
creative
with
task, maybe. So like,
creative, absolutely, like those things. And then
mhm.
the rest of the night, like winding down. They're usually in bed by 11, but before that, right? They're not working a ton after 6. They're kind of just petered out. And really knowing that, right? If they try to work between 6 and 9, it's not going to be nearly as effective as a 10 and 2. That's a bear.
Yeah, I agree. I think some of my best work is done during the day. And then, like, I can do things that don't require a lot of brain power, but still move the needle forward at night. So
Mm,
that's already got me really excited. If you're like, Carol, but I'm not a bear, well, I've got great news for you. Go take the quiz and you can find out what the other three are. So go do that. Please
yes,
go do that.
absolutely. And another important thing that I really want to say when it comes to your calendar, we talk about business a lot, but really the first thing you should be putting in are girlfriends, drinks with girlfriends, massages, restorative, right?
Let's talk more about that because I
Yes.
feel like in business, we're all like, work, 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 revenue, revenue. And no one ever wants to have celebration days. And I'm just going to like leap a little bit ahead here and just share my own story. On
Please.
Fridays, I try not to work. On Fridays, I try to have like a me day. Like whether that is I either do self care for myself and like I'll paint my nails or I'll do my hair or something. Or sometimes like today, like I moved my Friday for today. I went and got a really nice blowout that I'm really excited about and a haircut because I deserve nice things too. The fact that I have to work until 11 means I get a day where I get a nice blowout. Okay. I serve, I deserve. You can steal that.
I love that. I love that. And I think women especially, oh my gosh, like again, we're the queens of the castles. A lot of your listeners may be not just responsible for things at work, but they have families, right? They're responsible for the grocery shopping and taking the kids to the doctor. I mean, sure, it's shared, but a lot of open loops are running. They're never not on. You're never not a mom, right?
Yes. It's like you
I'm a
leave your one job and you start a second one. That's your second
yes.
shift. That's when it kicks
Yes.
in. Yeah.
And so even when they're at work, they would never have someone reach out to them and say, I need you to help them. And they're going to say, no, I'm not going to help you. That's just not how we're naturally wired. That's that feminine, divine feminine, right? And we have masculine too. I mean, most of us are thrown into the masculine way of working. Really, it's not selfish to put your wellness first. And putting that on the calendar. Also, vacations, sitting there now. And if you guys haven't done this, your listeners, I encourage you, get out a big, huge calendar and block off between now and the end of the year vacation time. It doesn't
That's
mean it
so
has
good.
to be static. You can move it a little bit, but you should always quarterly be having restoration, whether it's a long 4-day weekend or a whole week, and not feel guilty about it. Like that is like, sorry, there's always going to be something to do.
Really.
I think for me, my biggest lesson was I felt like for the longest time, I wasn't living life. Sure, I was hustling. Sure, I was doing all the things for corporate. I was following the map, right? But I was regretting and I was also resenting the time that I was spending because I was missing the parties or I was too depleted to have people over or I didn't have a good system to have my house clean so that when the weekends came, I'm like, that's the last thing I want to do is clean. Like it
Girl.
just wrecked me. But
Yes.
when I had those systems aligned with my biology, I started working a lot less. I don't work weekends anymore. I make a lot more. And the clients and your friends, they can sense it. You're present. Your nervous system's calmer, right? You're energetically way more magnetic. I really
Yeah.
feel like it also shows like on your skin, like how you look. Like it's a beauty hack, ladies. It's a beauty hack for sure.
And I'm going to say this because I told Lynn this the other day when we were meeting before the call. I said, you are like glowing. You look so great. Like, where are you going? Like, what are you doing? And and then I said, like, not that you don't look before, because I was like, kind of want her to think I'm weird. But it really does show when you put yourself first, which a lot of us listening, we can say, it's okay. This is a safe space. We don't often put ourselves as the priority. But if we don't, then who will? I also
Yeah.
just want to put it out there that I function better when I look better. I
Mm.
also function better when I sleep more. So why would I not do those things for myself so that when I show up in my business, or if you're showing up in your corporate job, you're showing up as the best version of yourself? Because why do you
Right.
want to show up there and give 10%? That's crazy.
So true. It's powerful too, right? Like you'll stand a little taller.
Uh-huh.
You'll look at people a little different. They will sense your aura shifting. Like this is not just like she looks cute in the suit, right? It's not
Yeah.
just that. And I always
It's like
say,
guys, it's like, I don't know if like it's the same thing, but have you heard of like big, big dick energy? It's the same
yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah. Yeah,
Same thing.
it's the
Great for
same
women.
thing. Oh my gosh. And it's powerful because it can put people off a little bit, meaning in a good way, right? Like, wow, this woman, like look at her. Like what is she eating for breakfast? Like what is her deal? And, I don't know. I just love this. I don't think that, I think like another really good positive effect about mixing your biology with systems and it's building your confidence, right? We're talking about that. But you will see those clients that you may have, those friends that you may have that are energy vampires, the ones that
Mhm.
suck the freaking life out of you, Carol, like you
I
see
know
them
exactly
texting
what
and
they are.
you're like, F my life. Like, I don't even want to talk to her. Your nervous system instantly is like, you will start repelling them because it's kind of a mirror. You're going to be raising your vibration in the way that you articulate and hold yourself. And you're not going to attract that. You're only going to attract more of that matches you, how you're rising, right? So you're repelling the energy vampires. And that's just better for business, right? Because good
Yes.
people make good connections, which make good business, which make great friends.
Yes.
And it all just goes from there. It's beautiful.
I love that. I also just want to add to that and say, like, listen, if you're listening to this and you're like, but I don't know where to start, and I've already told you, go take the quiz. But if you're sitting here and you're like, you cannot see those things, you've never taken a moment to, I don't like journaling, but I like talking. So I would say, if you don't write it down, like write a voice memo or pick your favorite AI and let it dictate what you're saying. But like, as Lynn said, put yourself in like, if money wasn't an issue, if my kids were taken care of and they were healthy and happy, if my husband was, the greatest husband ever, and the only thing I had to worry about was myself, what would
Hmm.
my day look like? There's something so powerful about taking time for yourself. And then once you understand like what you can do, it's so easy to say no to everything else. And when you say no to everything else, then the things you're saying yes to become so much more intentional. They become like Lynn was saying, a different vibration, a different aura. And people are like, I want more of that because you're so
Hmm.
decisive, because you're so like, imagine you want to, I'm just giving you another, what's this thing called when English? Metaphor. Imagine you're running, guys, this is my brain. You see, what
I
time
love
is it?
you.
Look, it's coming to 5. It's the bear in me. It's done now. The neurons are not firing. I'm done. It's nearly done. My
Own
brain
it.
is like, girl, you've used the best part in this start of this interview. It's gone now. I was going to say, imagine you wanted to run a race like a 5K and you've never trained. Of course, you've
Mm.
got to train yourself to get to run the whole thing. So, of course, you've got to start putting that in practice. Lynn has given you some great advice today. Get some systems, get in calendar. I'll throw another one in there. Get an accountability buddy. Get yourself a Lynn. Okay. Go get you. Yes.
I have a
Tell us
great,
more about that.
I just thought of another accountability hack when you're solo. So what is it called? I don't know if it's Forest. There's an app called Forest. So like, let's just say you had to sit down and do a task. You open the app up and it literally grows this like plant while you're
I've
doing
seen
the
that
task.
little dude. There's also a little dude that knits stuff. He's really cute.
Yeah. There's also another one. Oh my gosh, it's escaping me what it's called. But it's basically like you go on this website and you sign up when you want to do your task. And it will marry somebody from around the freaking world that wants to do a task at the same time as you. So
That's really cool.
you open it up and you literally are like, hi, I'm Lynn. Today I'm going to work on my business plan for 2026. And they say, hi, I'm Lulu from France. Today I'm going to work on a care protocol for my cat, whatever. And then it times it for whatever the block is. It could be half an hour. You put each other on mute, but your cameras are on. And there's something about someone's in there. They can see you. They can't hear you, but it makes you like, I don't want to be like scrolling on my phone. Like this chick's working. I got to work. It's very powerful. So yeah, look up apps like that. I'm sure there's more than one, but fun, super fun.
I love that. Oh, we need to find that. Listen, if Lynn remembers what it is, I'm going to put it in the caption for you guys because I think we all need that. But if not, if you don't want to sign up for another app, do what I do. I just call one of my friends who has kids and I'm like, are you busy? No, I'm just watching them. Okay, now watch me work while I do stuff. And I become another one of her kids. She just plops me down somewhere and I'm in
That's
the
a
house
really
with
good
them.
idea.
Yeah,
and it's a twofer. You're like connecting with your friend, but then they're holding you accountable and supporting you. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, so good. Okay, so Lynn, I don't want to let you go, but I'm probably going to have to because I can't be selfish for too long. We have a little tradition on the show here where I ask everyone a little bit to share about my mantra. And my mantra is what you don't change, you choose. So I'd love to know, what is it you are choosing today?
I am choosing spaciousness.
Elaborate, please.
So I know I'm like, I just dropped that and was like,
You were just like, one space, Carol, stop asking me about it.
I really feel like I thrive best when I am not looking at my calendar and it's back to back to back to back. To me, I need not just days that are spaciousness, but I won't really book much in the afternoon because that's like when I want to be in flow with my thoughts and not be interrupted with, oh, I have a meeting in 2 hours. Like I just want to feel free with that. And I find for me, that helps me excel everything that I'm doing, whether it's my personal brand development or running teams or life stuff and being comfortable in it, being comfortable that there's not something that's actually on my calendar for me to react to. It makes me be more intentional. And I think that makes me better mentally. I feel like a better leader doing it. And I'm owning my power by doing it, right? Because I'm not saying that I don't care if I'm judged for having space. I just don't care. I know it's best for me and what I want to do.
I love that. Today, I want to claim that too. I want to claim space, and I love that. That's so good. Yeah, that's something I'm going to do today. Gosh. Lynn, thank you so much for coming on here. Thank you for being the amazing guest that you are and the amazing friend that you are. Where can I send the people? I know they want to go and harass you. Where am I sending them?
My gosh. All right. So I'm on Instagram at I am Lynn Everhart. And I also have my website, really original, lynneverhart.com. And it's heart spelled Heart. I also have a podcast, the Lead Her Shift podcast that is on Apple and Spotify. So if you guys are called to, go check it out. And I just thank you so much for having me today. I just love you. I love what you're doing. You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. If you've made it this far, as always, you are the real MVP. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you. As always, my name is Kabaale. This has been the Client Code Podcast, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.